Thank you so much. Good morning. I'm Dr. Jessica Wu. I'm a dermatologist in solo independent practice in Beverly Hills. I'm also author of Feed Your Face. I do clinical trials research, and more recently, I'm founder and CEO of Resident, a health tech company that makes it easier for doctors to take better care of all of us and of themselves. And before I start, I just want to thank the previous panel. I learned so much. I'm going to be getting a new air filter and new masks for myself. The fires have been devastating, but Mother Nature has a remarkable ability to renew herself, and so do our bodies. We can regenerate, we can renew, and that's what I'll be talking about today. Several years ago, I had nagging knee pain, and I went to see an orthopedic surgeon. It was an older male doctor, and he said, a woman your age needs to get used to the idea that you can't be doing what you used to do in your 20s. You need to stop skiing and lifting weights and all those things that I loved to do. And I was crushed. Here was this stranger basically telling me that I needed to slow down and stop doing all those things that I love to do. And I was really sorry for myself for about a day. And then I got angry. I thought, wait a minute, who is this stranger telling me what I can or can't do? And I thought, I'm not going to take his advice, at least not without getting another opinion. So I got a second opinion, got the right diagnosis, and with 3 weeks of physical therapy, the pain went away. And that made me think. It made me want to learn how to figure out how our bodies, and specifically our skin, can heal itself, and to share that with my patients. And so that set me on this journey, and that's the topic that we're going to talk about today, which is regenerative medicine, how our bodies can self-renew. And specifically, we're going to talk about in-office treatments, at-home dermatology treatments, and we'll also touch a little bit on personal and professional regenerative strategies for staying youthful, which is what we all want to do. And so if you think about it, how many of you know what organ in our body renews every 28 days? Anyone in skincare knows that it's our epidermis. It's the top layer of skin, renews every 4 weeks. And so our skin has this remarkable innate capability. And in fact, scientists have taken skin cells from a 75-year-old individual and manipulated it to produce as much collagen as an 11-year-old individual. Imagine that. So of course, there are researchers all around the world who are trying to figure out how that can be applied to our skin, either topical or injected or through laser, whatever the case may be. They're really, really working on that. And a lot of the research is being done outside the US, which means I go to Europe and Asia once or twice a year to look at what researchers are doing, spending time with doctors, plastic surgeons, and dermatologists in their clinic to see what they're doing that is not yet available in the US. And when I come back, my patients and my friends always ask me, come on, give it up. What are the treatments? What'd you bring back in your carry-on? And I will say right now, the #1 most popular treatment outside the US is polynucleotides. Has anyone heard of polynucleotides? Salmon sperm, anyone heard of salmon sperm? If you saw my Instagram reel from yesterday, I talked about salmon sperm. So it turns out that fish sperm is a very rich source of something called polydeoxyribonucleotides, PDRN. These are DNA fragments that have been shown to stimulate our skin's collagen and elastic tissue producing cells, fibroblasts, to make more of what it used to know how to do. And what happens is, during perimenopause, menopause, we know that our collagen levels start to decline. So how can we hang on to that collagen and possibly even make more? It's different from a filler. These injectables are not yet available in the US. They're in Korea, it's called Regenerative. In France, it's called Nucleophil. It's not a filler because it doesn't puff up or add volume. What it does is it spreads as a layer underneath the skin, and it stimulates your skin to get thicker. So everywhere where you have thin skin, like under eyes, neck, helps to thicken that skin, and I've seen amazing, remarkable results. Again, not yet FDA approved. Second very, very hot area of research and very popular treatment outside the US, exosomes. Anyone heard of exosomes or using exosomes? Exosomes are little packet substances that are secreted by cells, often stem cells, that help to tell the cell to produce more collagen, more elastic tissue. And right now, again, only topical creams are available in the US. The injections are not. But I did an Amazon search last night, and there are 126 different exosome creams that you can buy on Amazon, ranging in price from $13 to $207. Now, the problem is it's not regulated. Nobody knows. Are they safe? Are they effective? So until then, there are two companies that I've seen the research of. I have no relationship with these companies. I don't gain anything from them, but I do believe that they have good science, and those two are Plated and Elevai, E-L-E-V-A-I. If you want to try exosomes, I do think that these two companies have good science behind them, so more to come. And finally, the third area of hot research right now that everyone is interested in is stem cells. And we've all heard of stem cells. It's not new. They come from plants, umbilical cord blood, or from other adults. But the problem is that the FDA has put limits on the use of stem cells, so it's become harder and harder to get those treatments in the US. And as a result, a lot of my patients go outside the US, Costa Rica, even there's a clinic in the Bahamas where you can go and get stem cells that comes from the blood of Swedish medical students, injected into your arm. Anybody interested in that? I don't know. I'm not going there anytime soon. But this is injected into joints, into the spine, into the blood for longevity and for anti-inflammatory effects. Again, research is being done, jury's still out, so I'm reserving judgment on that. What I do believe in, and what I will be offering in my office later this month, is hair follicle stem cell banking. And that is from a company called Acorn. Again, no financial relationship with them, but this company has developed a patented way of extracting stem cells from the hair on the back of your head, and they incubate the stem cells for 8 weeks, and they produce a serum based on secretions from the stem cells, and it can be used either topically or as part of enhanced microneedling, which is what I'll be offering in my office. So I'm really impressed by their science, by what they've been able to achieve, and they're also using these extractions for medical use, for use in the heart, for orthopedic use, for pancreas and diabetics. So there are a lot of non-aesthetic medical applications for stem cells as well. So those are in-office treatments. What can you do at home tomorrow? My patients always ask if they're not interested in coming in. And I tell them there's one at-home treatment: do your red light. And a lot of you are probably already doing red light, but are you using the right one? So I tell my patients 3 things. Number 1, look for a red light device that plugs in, because it's going to be more powerful than a handheld battery-operated one. Number 2, look for the numbers 630 and 830. That describes the wavelength of light that's been proven to stimulate collagen and elastic tissue. And number 3, use it for 10 minutes, 3 times a week for 3 months. Make sure you cover your eyes, or at least close your eyes to protect your eyes. So those are strategies to help us look more youthful on the outside. But I think that the true secret to youth is what's on the inside. It's keeping your brain young and finding that thing that makes you not be able to wait to wake up in the morning the next day. It's finding something that you care deeply about, that you're passionate about, whatever it is. Maybe it's training for next year's marathon, or starting that side hustle, or doing that skin treatment that you always wanted to do. Whatever it is, you've got to find that thing that lights you up. And think about it. When we're younger, in youth, everything's new, everything's exciting, we're meeting new people, we're doing new things, and all of a sudden one day, that feeling goes away and we slow down, or someone tells us, an older male person tells us we need to slow down because you're a woman of a certain age. But why should you slow down if you love what you're doing and it gives you energy? My work gives me energy, and I can't wait to get up the next day, but I discovered that a lot of my doctor colleagues did not feel the same way. And people I went to my Harvard Medical School reunion, and people in my class, they wanted to retire early. They were tired of it. They didn't want to be in medicine anymore. And I thought that was really, really sad. And same with doctors, my doctor friends here in LA. So I thought, I've got to do something about this. I wondered, and I thought, well, wait a minute, maybe there's something I could do. And so I surprised myself. Here I was, I had a successful practice in my 50s, and I decided to start a new company to help other doctors. And I did that 2 years ago. And I had to go back to school. I didn't know anything about business. What did I know about running a company? I was a science nerd. I took biology and chemistry lab for 4 years. So I suddenly had to learn business, marketing, finance, tech, all of these things. I even went back to school. I went to UCLA and took an MBA course in entrepreneurship with 25-year-olds. That was intimidating to go back to school, but it was so much fun, and I brought wisdom and experience to it. And so that is what lights me up. Between my medical practice and my startup, I can't wait to get up every morning. And so my challenge to you is to find that thing that lights you up, that gives you that feeling of, I can't wait to get up tomorrow, that you care deeply about, whatever that thing is. Do not let anyone tell you what you should or shouldn't do. Do not let anyone tell you you need to slow down, because you are just getting started. You are renewing, and that is the true secret to youth. I'm Dr. Jessica Wu. Come talk to me later if you have any questions. Find me on social media at Dr. Jessica Wu, and if there are any doctors here, if you know any doctors who want a different way to practice, find us at resident.com. Thank you.